Oh, it's Millie.
Let's go, baby! The production quality that Hold Forward is known and loved for. We are back with Bracket Reset, and we got our first guest tonight, Julian. How you doing, baby?
I'm going great. Oh yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, you know, some of you guys might know me as Julian, or JulianFGC, or JulianNeverSleeps. Yeah, I'm wearing my my poo color jumper today.
That's the greatest fucking introduction I've ever heard in the
like,
two episodes this show's
a black polo with my poo color.
Ursa's got to top that one off. This guy's just like, my name's Julian. My shirt's colored than poo. I got a poo colored shirt. How you doing, fuckers?
Oh yeah, if you don't, yeah, you know, if you don't know me yet,
you got a brown sweater. Go get it now, buddy.
Basically, I'm the face of you know, Marvel OCE. You know, I'm so like unoriginal that I had to copy the guy who does the Marvel tournaments in America. Basically, Tampa Never Sleeps. So I'm like, all right, I'll just copy his name. I'm so unoriginal. You know, for the longest time I've been in the FGC. I've been in the FGC. I'm old. You know, I've been in the FGC over 10 years. You know, over a decade, almost 15 years now.
How old are you?
I am 30.
This fucks with me. This actually, because I've met you. I think I've met you in person a couple of times minimum. Like, every fucking time I've seen you in person, I'm like, this motherfucker's like 19 or some shit. Like, I admire the drive of this like young fucking kid. And then we're in prep call tonight, and he's like, I'm like 30. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the actual shit? Really? Like, I'm out here, I'm 32 looking like 54, been beaten with the ugly stick, and this motherfucker's just passing through youth like it's nothing else. This is what happens when you play Marvel, bro. It's like the fountain of youth. And this is what happens when you play Strive. Yeah. Age just beats the shit out of you, man. It's
We're
a
vampires. I'm a vampire.
Bro, I'm time to go play, was it Team Zero Make Cry? Maybe I'll start. Maybe I'll grow my hair back.
Hell yeah. Yeah, where were we? Oh yeah, so I'm so unoriginal. I've been in FGC for so many years, half of my life, or what have you, high school years. Yeah, you know, I've never really had a gamer tag really, or an alias or something. So I was like, oh, I'll just you know, actually when I was making my Twitch channel anyway, I was like, oh, I'll just copy the American guy. Never sleeps.
A lot of Koreans who are just like a lot of Korean Tekken players who are just making their like tags after like inanimate objects and shit, like knee and book and all that sort of shit. So like, I don't think it's too hard pressed. I think your tag suits you, if anything. Like
Julian Never Sleeps. So like, yeah, it's also you know, yeah, like also like it kind of brings a bit of eyes. I think the tag helps because it's like, oh, Julian Never Sleeps, Tampa Never Sleeps. Maybe they're related somehow. Let's go watch some Marvel on this channel or whatever. Because he's you know never sleeps, right?
No, fucking too right, man. Fucking too right.
So I think the name does help. Yeah.
It does. I think it's great. I think it's pretty fucking groovy. Yeah. But no, like, so Marvel specifically, you're the one pretty much carrying it. Like, you get a lot of people that like try to take, like, me personally, I'm merely just a TO in my region at a said couple of events, right? Like, I wouldn't say I am carrying the game in my region, because quite frankly, like, you are quite literally going to events. You're running shit so regularly online, as well as offline as well, to get people invested and involved in not only like, well, Marvel 3, because Marvel 3 seems to be like the big primary focus.
Yeah, it is. It is basically the most popular Marvel game, MVC game.
But that being said, you haven't just stopped there. Like, you're also doing Marvel Infinite, which is the one that kind of cops. Yeah, I'm in my personal opinion, a lot of unfair shit. That game peak Kino, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Marvel 2 as well as fucking Marvel vs. Capcom 1. Like, you're hustling that shit so damn hard.
I'm hustling like the whole MVC franchise, right? Like, I'm like, you know, we can't just stop at one. Yeah, we can't stop at one MVC game. We have to do them all.
That's pretty much it. This man is like the pinnacle of the Marvel, man. Like,
I just have it all in my Discord, right? I have channels for each MVC game. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, myself personally, like, Hold Forward itself started as a grassroots idea between myself and Slicer. And even before that was me doing Day One Gang with guys like James Abel, Glace, who plays Smash and whatnot. And seeing guys like you take this grassroots approach, but like There's obviously going to be like a lot of hurdles in your way, like because I imagine you're not getting paid to do this shit. Like you're
Definitely not.
there is no fiscal return for hustling this hard, going to majors, making sure that events are happening, pushing. You approached us to come on here, and I was happy to put you on solely because of that.
Yeah, thank
Because
you.
I love the work you do, and that's what I mean. That's you getting the name out there. And I would like to hope this gets you more people playing, even like
getting more eyes, you know.
definitely. Like,
yeah, I've got a lot in store for us. So I mean,
but you'd say that something like that's a peak example of a game truly isn't dead until nobody's playing it.
Yeah.
And I'm safe to confidently believe that in this region, Marvel's not going to fucking die. Like, you're clearly going to live forever. Like, that's based on the youth factor. You ain't going anywhere.
I'm a vampire. Yeah.
It scares the shit out of me, bro. Like, all the power. You're like the pinnacle of the Morrigan sprite. You never change. You're just still there. That's just the same shit.
If you've ever met, if you've ever met Jarvie before, Jarvie he does Animatio in Victoria. He's also a vampire as well. You know, we look photos at him from like 20 years ago. He still looks the same. But yeah.
Oh man, I love that one of my pastimes is showing people past photos of me back when I used to have like really really long ass hair and like not crow's eyes and like crow's feet and shit.
Yeah.
So I imagine people like you could do that, and you could be like, have a guess what year, showing photos. You could be like, guess what year this photo was taken in, and you genuinely cause aneurysms. It'd be like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? What is this shit? But like, going back to the point at hand of like grassroots and whatnot,
yeah,
and a game not truly being dead. Would you have any advice for someone who, let's say even like stuff like Sailor Moon S, you know? Someone sees a game that's not getting, local representation. Is there anything that you could, give them a little bit of advice with? Because I know there's a problem that I sort of see at a lot of places where they'll only really commit to the popular games.
Yeah.
And I feel that's detrimental because the whole point of grassroots FGC is to build community. And you're only going to build it so much if you like stick to the same few fucking things, especially the popular ones.
Yeah.
Like I'm even looking at DNF, man, and that drop off, like that player drop off is fucking heartbreaking. Like I'm not dropping that shit, but again, your mentality, I imagine your mentality is if you're not even looking at those charts, like that doesn't concern you. Like how does one build a mentality like that where it's less return back and more just energy? What would you be able to give people advice in that department for?
I have a lot of strategies. I mean, a lot of advice, a lot of everything to talk about. You know, I'm gonna take you guys for a ride. You know, as the Marvel character selection theme. Gonna take you for a ride. So I'm gonna take you guys for a
flag. You gotta get the flag. I love the fucking flag, dude.
Exactly.
I am so mad.
I just have it back in. I just have it in the background here and hang it up.
Did anybody get a photo with Tito wearing it after he won Strive at BAM?
Oh right, nah, I don't think so. But we do have it somewhere on the archive somewhere.
You got it next time that shit, because on the provision Tito wins next time, you need to get a photo of that shit.
Yeah.
That was one of the most FGC moments out there. I mean, my dad was watching in the crowd, and he liked Tito solely because of the Astro Boy shirt.
Yeah.
And then I see the fucking Marvel thing, I'm like, yep, nope, I like this guy as well. I already liked him, but that sort of solidified it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, have you ever, like, have there been any challenges, you know, like, have there been any times where you've sort of just gone, like, I don't know, man, is this shit worth it? Like, is the hustle put at me? Because I know a big concern.
Hold the phone. I'll answer the first question. I'll answer the first question first before we jump to this one. The advice sort of thing. The way I start or the way I went about it. I guess like the Marvel and Capcom brand helps it a bit more. Helps this particular niche fighting game more because the Marvel brand's really popular, worldly known. And Capcom, people like Capcom games. And I thought more people need to be playing this game or playing this franchise. Like it's amazing. It's got lots of cool characters. People love Devil May Cry. Phoenix Wright, what have you. lots of cool Marvel characters. You got like Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Doctor Doom, Wolverine, the X-Men, and I was thinking, oh, a lot of people aren't playing this game anymore. Maybe it's like falling off. Maybe like MVC gave it some some bad traction.
You genuinely hate to see
building
that.
and the
Though, man. That
graphics
game
and all.
got done dirty.
Yeah. A lot of people went back to Marvel 3, and my motivation came from seeing America still doing Marvel 3 tournaments. They were still doing at the time when I was looking at it, they were still doing Marvel 3 majors. I'm like, wow, they're still doing majors for a 10-year-old game, and look at our region, Australia or what have you, like where's our Marvel scene, right? And I was like, oh, if Australia doesn't have Marvel, then I will do it, I guess. I stepped up, and I was like, I was like, this game is really good. It's a very fun spectator sport. People love to watch this game, right? It's very fun to play. It's got all this crazy shit going on. You got like Virgil, what have you.
You just got Virgil.
Hella cheap. You just got Virgil. Hella cheap.
X Factor Virgil, baby.
Zero's cheap. Morrigan's cheap. She throws projectiles. Virgil's got like he's what people like to call it the Gucci belt. It was like spinning swords around his body.
What do you call it?
That's what CO calls it. So
oh, that's so fucking
since
good.
Then, since I heard him say it, I just start learning it, picking it up from him. It's Taylor.
Oh,
CO.
He's
like, oh yeah, the Gucci belt. I'm like, yeah, that's the Gucci belt. I'm just picking it up. I'm just learning it from him. So we all started calling it the Gucci belt.
That's those extra shit. I love that so much.
Yeah. So anyway, I just saw that in America major Marvel 3 majors and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah. So the way I started was like basically Sir Slush. I started messaging Sir Slush, and I was like, do we have a Marvel Discord? And he's like, no. Then I'm kind of like, oh, maybe I'll start one, and then kind of went from there. For people looking to start. Now to answer the actual question here, the people who's looking to start, a niche fighting game or bring an old fighting game back into the scene is that, pick your favorite game, and then maybe even start a Discord for it. Start advertising it everywhere, and bring it to your local, what have you, like YSB or Couch Warriors and whatever local you have in your state or in your region, whatever it's called, like the Pika in Western Australia.
Yeah.
Whatever region you're from, bring that game over there and start running tournaments regularly over there. Despite the numbers, so say even you probably even get 2 or 3 friends that enter. That's you still got a bracket. 3 people, you still got a bracket.
It's
so
still
just
3
keep
people playing your game.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe ask, a few personal friends, maybe one friend you talk to, you still talk to, or even a non-fighting game friend you talk to, try to get them into it. Maybe a friend from school or something. Sometimes I do that. I'm like, oh yeah, do you want to come check out Marvel vs. Capcom? I'm doing tournaments for, my old high school friend or whatever. Yeah, and they'll probably give it a go, right? You've got another person there already, playing the fighting game you like. And I guess I've gone with the philosophy of like, even if you get like 2 or 3 entrants in your tournament, don't cancel the tournament. Say we're not going to run because we don't have any people. You just have to run it. Just run it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Like, eventually, people around the venue will see. Oh, these guys are playing Sailor Moon or whatever, what have you. An old fighting game. And they're here regularly every month, and maybe we should join them or try it out, see what's all about or whatever. And eventually people will start trickling over, and the numbers will get bigger, right? Like in Victoria now, basically, Marvel 3 has had the most entrants at our Victoria Rambats for 2 months in a row. It was when DNF came out, the DNF launch, we were tied with DNF 16 players to 16 players of Marvel 3. I did look at the numbers.
Sick,
and
dude.
yeah, we're popping numbers for Marvel 3. What else is there? So the main advice is, just even if the numbers are low, run the tournament regardless. Advertise it everywhere. So I advertise it everywhere. You name it, under the ground, under the mattress, everywhere.
I can vouch for this shit personally.
I advertise it everywhere, legit, everywhere online at least. Like I went on Reddit, went on the MVC Reddits, went on the Steam forums. Where else did we go? Twitter, my Twitter, all the Facebook FGC groups, all the Discord, OC Discord channels. I even went to the American Marvel Discords. Chucked it all there. So now even the American scene knows about me, and they're like, oh yeah, that's Julian or JulianNeverSleeps who does the Marvel tournaments in Australia. Yeah, nice to see you. Blah blah blah. You know. Now, you know, we've got recognition from the American Marvel scene. You know, they know about us or our scene, and you know, I've even offered them to, you know, even come to our events or majors, or if they ever have a holiday, you know, hit me up, and they want to play MVC in particular, hit me up, and you know, we'll welcome them, right? So you know, I've told that to a bunch of American Marvel players, so it's great. We've even had like top players come around to my stream, or even to play with us in 200, 300 ping online with us. Hell yeah, they did it with us. I'm like, what?
But they're still playing. That's the thing.
Yeah, and yeah, it's great. They play for us on my stream sometimes. Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, let's suss out the netcode, or let's suss out see how far we can get it. Yeah, so they play for us online on my stream sometimes, and and another thing would be another thing I did was the Marvel flag, and I also started
off that flag, dude.
I also it's beautiful, right? I had that like at BAM, like on at the Marvel area, right?
Well, it was synonymous. That's the thing. Like, you knew, like, even if you were walking over to play fuck, wasn't like, I know the back area was like Soul Calibur and whatnot, and Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
You couldn't walk past Killer Instinct without seeing that fucking Marvel flag, and you guys were some of the loudest dudes there.
Yeah.
And that's like, that's what I love about. That's what I love about the Marvel energy. Like, it's, you guys are like nothing else.
Yeah. I try to like well, before that I had like, you know, business cards and stuff, and what else did I have? I had badges to give around. The business cards, the artwork for it, or like the design, it was actually one of the American Marvel guys. They helped me get the design for that. They kind of just gave it to me, and I asked if I can use it. And yeah, so it's Black Widow, but she's Russian, And now that it's kind of like, you know. Yeah, she's Russian, and the War Girl is Russian. Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah,
I got it in my phone. Let's go.
Yeah, so it's Black Widow. Yeah, she's Russian, but now that's going on with, you know, with Russian, or it's not like, maybe not like a good idea anymore. But yeah, you know, it's like, oh, what a coincidence. You know, I had a Russian character on my MVC card, and now
look, I didn't automatically think of that. I just thought it looked cool.
So yeah, really cool. Yeah, she's like pointing a gun at you, you know. Come play Marvel. She's like this. Come play Marvel. Come play Marvel.
I am no longer asking. Play Marvel.
Yeah, play Marvel. Yeah, you know, the Marvel crowd and BAM. Yeah, I try to a lot of our FGC scene, I guess, you know, they're more quiet, or they're not as rowdy. I try to get even like Marvel, the Marvel scene. I try to get more.
I feel like when you
rowdy,
got into it,
more noisy. You know, like.
Yeah, when you got into it, they were joining in. Like, I think it's, you need that person to make you feel comfortable enough to have a bit of fun.
Yeah, it's kind of like, oh yeah, be quiet. You know, these guys are playing a really tense game. Let's be quiet. You know, or but you know, I'm trying to.
Can you please keep it down, sir? I'm trying to run my city. Fuck, we're headphones, mate. We're getting hype.
But like, yeah, when we're spectating, they're like, oh yeah, be quiet. They are trying to play or whatever, right? When we're standing
fucking headphones, mate. Shit.
But then, yeah, and then, you know, I'm trying to match the American FGC energy,
exactly.
Right? Like, oh yeah, fucking just like jumping around, making an earthquake, you know, fucking woo, let's go, rowdy howdy, woo, rowdy. Rowdy's like sweating balls in his set, you know.
Fucking.
You can see him. You can see a drop of sweat going down his face while he's trying to play his set. While I'm cheering him on.
It seems that this rowdy isn't gonna get so howdy. Oh boy.
Let's get rowdier.
It's actually like it's cool that you say that though. I'll get back to my other question in a sec.
Yeah.
But it's really cool that you mentioned how hard of you mentioned like making the Discord and whatnot. because it actually reflects the KIANZ story in a way, like the killer instinct of Australia and New Zealand. Chef was actually the guy who put together the Discord and did that, gathered us. So like, I see a lot of parallels between our groups, and I know for a fact you've also been doing a lot of work with KINZ because of Rowdy. So like, vice versa.
We're good friends.
He's impossible not to be
each
friends
other.
with. I
Yeah.
fucking love that cunt so much.
I've helped him. I have like a free slot, or sometimes like I'll have a free slot at our local tournaments. I'll be like, hey Rowdy, you know, I can stream KI for you on my stream setup. So on
Well, it
my
was thanks
laptop
to you
and
that
my
we even
Capcom.
got we had KI streamed at BAM. Like
Yeah.
it was literally thanks to you doing it. Like
It was last minute. It was like, oh, it was like, hey, he was like, Marvel was done for the day, right? And I was like, I've got nothing on my stream now. Fuck it, let's just put KI on there. So that's what we did, and
But it was the fact,
it was
like,
not even planned. Yeah, it was like
that's
last minute
peak. That's peak
on the spot.
grassroots
Yeah.
energy, though. Like I admire that shit, and the fact that like we see groups like KINZ and the Marvel Uprising that you're doing, it sort of it leads into my last question that I'll hit you up with before we go to a quick little break. What advice would you have for anyone who's feeling a little bit deterred? Even like, let's say like they've gone to their events constantly, they're like, let's pick a fucking random game. Let's like. I am trying to start the Red Earth community, right? I'm trying to start the fucking Red Earth community.
Yeah.
I'm bringing this game every single fucking month, and like I'm only getting 1 to 2 people, but I don't have your mentality yet, where it is only like, you know, it may be 3 people, but there are 3 people playing this fucking game, and like I feel that's a mindset that you kind of have to develop. So like, what would you say to people like that are in that state of deterrence? Like, it's one of their first events. They really want to bring this game. They want to contribute to their community. But the reality that, like, most of the games that we bring, you know, at the end of the day, if for your community, for your scene over there, you guys tied with DNF, which is fucking great. Let's say I see that and I'm like, oh, dude, I fucking love Red Earth. You know, I want to hit those numbers. And I'm just not hitting them. What would you have to say to someone like me, who I saw you and I saw your hustle, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Why aren't these motherfuckers playing Red Earth or insert any other fucking game here? Like, what would you be able to say to me that would get me to stop being a fucking goose? Help me out.
Oh, right. So basically what they're doing wrong or what they can improve on, right? To getting people to play their game, right? Well, depending, you know, if they might need like a red, depending what they have on at the time when they come and confront me. Yeah, they might need a Red Earth flag. They need to up their shilling skills. You know, their energy. You know, they're gonna like match me, right? You know, trying to get people to come and play. And also give like a lot of good points about the game and try and get people more interested. Some, I guess, it takes a bit of like sales skills, I guess.
Yeah.
And knowing what to say, I guess. And again, maybe you can get more personal friends from high school or people outside of FGC to try it as well. You know, if you're good friends, if you're good friends with someone, yeah, definitely they'll come and help you, right? You know, if they're real homies, you know, despite them not playing fighting games,
they'll still give it a go.
And you know, I think, you know, it's all about the grinding as well. You know, eventually you just have to keep doing it and keep being out there and just grind. Keep grinding, keep being at every event. You know, you don't get I guess on Twitch, for example, you don't get 50 followers in one night when you start streaming.
Exactly.
Right? So, you know, eventually people will start trickling over, you know. Yeah, so, you know, if you
Twitch is its own fucking demon, bro. People think that if they're like not hitting 50, 60 fucking viewers that their stream's a failure, which is the furthest thing from the fucking truth. Like, it's even as you said with your events, if it's only a few people, it's a few people spending their time with you. Like, you've managed to do something right.
It doesn't happen overnight, right? You know, give it a year, maybe give it 2 years, and when you have an FGC major, you have more of an opportunity to show it there, because, you know, thousands of people will be attending the FGC major, and you'd be like, hey, you know, I've got these banners or these flyers to give out, tell you about my game. like tell them about my favorite fighting game. Yeah, you'll tell them
Yeah.
about your favorite fighting game, and people might be interested and give it a shot. Yeah.
Oh well, that's pretty. That's like that's
Uh,
the thing. It's
you said Red Earth, right? So even better. So hey, hey guys, you
it's
can
a
get
popular Capcom IP
yeah,
that
it's a
like
proper Capcom
years
IP,
ago.
and you can even say, oh, if you want to get your hands on the game, it's on the Capcom Fighting Collection. You know.
Fair point. Fair point.
It just came out. It's fresh. It's a good way to get into the game now. You just get it on PS4 or Steam. I think it's even on Fightcade as well, like rollback netcode on Fightcade too. Awesome. You can get it, in legal means. I mean, yeah, Fightcade, yeah.
It's not that we don't condone that. Not at all. No. I don't have a zoom button on my fucking camera, so this joke doesn't work. But just pretend that I zoomed in really quickly.
Yeah, so
That'll be a lot funnier.
I think that's my advice. To keep trying.
I really respect that, man. Honestly,
different ideas. Maybe change your personality a bit. Being able to talk them into it, talk some people into it, or takes a bit of marketing skills, I guess. You can maybe even at a local venue, if you see someone sitting around, maybe if someone you've never met before. Sometimes I personally will just go up to them, sit next to them, and go like, hey, I've never seen you before. What fighting game you here for? And they'll say something, and I'll be like, hey, why don't you try some Marvel vs. Capcom? So come over here or whatever, and I'll show you a tutorial or whatever. And then they come over. Yeah, and then I start, showing them the ropes. One good friend from our community who recently joined is Lone Wanderer. If you know about him,
I do know of him. Yes,
he joins beginner and KI tournament. He was one of the guys that came to CCH, never been to an FGC event in his life. First time comer. Just comes in. I apologize. I think I used the wrong word there. I think I put up mind into your mind that I
have the maturity of a fucking 5-year-old, man. Jesus Christ.
Anyway.
We got this guy dropping serious knowledge, and I'm like,
he comes in blind, first time comer, doesn't know anybody. He comes in, I noticed that, I asked him on Discord one day, or we just talked about it on Discord one day, and he's like, yeah, I've never been to a fighting game event. That was the first fighting game event. So it's terrifying, right? Going to an event or going to, a social gathering without knowing anyone for the first time, right? It's terrifying. Lone Wanderer comes in, I've never recognized his face. Straight up, I would talk to him. He was sitting next to the Marvel table. I'm like, hey, what are you here for? What are you doing? Whatever jazz. Oh yeah, come to hang out or fighting game event. I'm like, oh yeah, awesome. Have you tried Marvel vs. Capcom before? So I guided him over to my Marvel vs. Capcom station, showed him the ropes, and then ever since then he's basically come to our local events regularly, and he's even entered all my Marvel brackets every time. And same with Rowdy Howdy, he welcomed him as well, so he's been joining KI and Marvel. So maybe you can go about that for our Red Earth fans here. They can probably try that strategy as well. So there's lots of ways to go about it. Yeah.
That's a really interesting way to think about it, man. I really respect the work you've been doing, and I sincerely hope you don't stop anytime soon. Thank you very much for that little bit of insight. It's actually helped me. I'll be real with you. All jokes aside. That's a mentality that we're trying to adapt with Hold Forward as we press on. So, thank you for the free business advice, buddy. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it does take a bit of I guess, if you're not so much of a talker, an extrovert, you gotta just have to work on your skills.
You gotta build
your talking skills, and being able to talk to strangers. It does take a lot of that skill.
Yeah. Well, before we go to break, is there anything that you'd like to quickly shill for us before we head over to our next beautiful guest here tonight?
So Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Well, that's very broad. I can just talk all night.
You just open the fucking Steam page.
Yeah, Marvel vs.
Got anything you want to shill?
It's a great game.
It's fucking sick, bro.
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is a great game. It has rollback netcode. Despite the shitty graphics, I can assure you it's a fun game. You can tag whenever you want. If you whiff a button, hit tag. Make a mistake, hit tag. Your other character will just come in and just defend the character that you made a mistake with. Just imagine, alright, Guilty Gear, Guilty Gear Exiled or Guilty Gear Stripe. You whiff a button, right? You purple RC, and you're like, oh, I'm safe now, I can block. That's similar to MVCI. Whatever, you jump up, you whiff a button, or they're gonna anti-air you. Tag, and then your other character will come in, and then they just block or defend that character you made a mistake with. You can tag whenever you want. You can do like, Hadouken tag, Shoryuken tag, Shinku Hadouken tag. It's tag the game, right? It's like literally, I made a mistake, tag. Oh,
Tag.
let's keep them in block stun, tag. Full screen super,
Tag,
tag. You can. So while for example, Ryu, he has Shinku Hadouken, right? It's like Shinku Hadouken. He shoots a massive Kamehameha across the screen, and then while Ryu is doing Kamehameha across the screen, you can press tag and bring your second character in, your other character in. It's a two character fight. I get this stream. Yeah, so it's a two character fight. Your other character will come out while during Ryu's Shinku Hadouken. So Ryu's opponent will be blocking this Shinku Hadouken, and then your second character, which you will control now, will start wailing at the opponent's character until they get a hit, basically, while they're blocking this Shinku Hadouken. They're unable to do anything while blocking this Shinku Hadouken, and that's hella fun to do. Until you open them up and get a free combo. Woo! Party time after that.
Jeez.
Anyway, that's it for MVCI. One more thing about MVCI is that they never advertised that they had rollback netcode. So it actually has rollback netcode. I do regular monthly tournaments for it. It has good netcode. We're playing regularly on my Discord channel, Discord server. If you guys want to come and hang out, I do regular online tournaments for it. And recently, this is hella recent, Marvel 3. We've started doing netplay tournaments for Marvel 3 as well. That one is a bit harder to set up for online netplay, as a TO, from a TO point of view. So the in-game netcode is horrible, dirt shit. It's delay based. It's like, even if we're playing in the same region, I think even when we're playing in the same state, Victoria versus Victoria play, it's peer-to-peer, horrible. In-game netplay, netcode, horrible. So that's why we use Parsec. Parsec is a bit better, not perfect, but there is the thing where, like, the host basically plays offline. The person that joins the host plays with a bit of delay, 20 ms or so. But
Too bad.
But there is a way where, that comes out of my pocket, that's what we use to play online, which is using the Amazon AWS server to remotely set up Marvel 3 on their virtual computer for us to connect over there, which is located in Sydney, for us to play over there. It still has delay, but it's consistent.
It's something.
Yeah, it's consistent. And there's no host advantage. And it's playable. It's a lot more playable than peer-to-peer or the delay-based netcode in the game. And we use that for our netplay tournaments. It does cost a bit of money, like let's say roughly $1 an hour. So that comes out of my pocket. To help bring it to your community.
Down the line, though, when you think about it.
So I just do it for the love of my game, or of the franchise, or the fighting game I like. And I just would like to let everyone know that Marvel 3 is a great game, and you guys should give my netplay tournament a shot. It's really recent. It comes in my pocket. I bring it to you guys, and I'd like to see more players participate in my online tournament, specifically for Marvel 3. Now that it took a lot of work to bring this out, because I had to follow YouTube tutorials of how to set this up, right? Amazon, AWS, my money, whatever, what have you, right? So hours of YouTube tutorials,
But it was worth it, though. It was worth.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah. So I would just like to let you guys know that our next Marvel 3 tournament is this netplay tournament is this Sunday at 6 p.m. Even if you don't want to, even if you don't want to compete, you can come check it out the stream and see some action. Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking sick, dude. Make sure you all do it. Hit
Yeah.
that shit up. It's gonna be.
It is a
banger.
recent thing that I started doing. I somehow was able to figure out. I mean, through hours of YouTube video tutorials on AWS. Yeah.
No, it's the way to go, man. We respect the shit out of it, dude. Respect
Yeah.
the absolute fuck out of it.
So that's that. Yeah, that's what I wanted to let everyone know about. That we do have netplay tournaments for Marvel 3. Marvel 3 is the most popular Marvel 3 game. It gets the most entrants. So
Well, that's
I
good.
think everyone would be keen. Just to let you guys all know. Yeah. Not everybody knows about it yet, and
Well, I sincerely hope they do in the not too distant future, brother.
yeah.
Thank you very
that's
much
about
for
it.
joining us.
Thank
You
you very
have
much.
been an absolute pleasure. We are going to be right back after this quick little cheeky break where we bring up our next guest, Ursa Flair. We're gonna, it's cleverly guised as an intervention. I'm telling you, just don't let him know. All right, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Pull yourself up a drink, get comfy. We're gonna have
See you
ourselves a
guys
nice
soon.
little intervention.